these are just some photos that I put together, so maybe I'll just go through them. So at first, when I first started the farm, I met Uncle and Auntie Gurung. So they are Nepalese, and they wanted to grow food at their own home, and they actually grow it in their own balcony with these like styrofoam boxes. And then I happened to know their neighbor, and their neighbor told me that, oh, actually, they might be perfect for your farm. You wanted like a social innovation project, like engage them. So they start coming to the farm, and this is them foraging the fern from another abandoned area, and they're so happy every time. And they keep on teaching me a lot. And then, so this was the first season. You see, it was kind of like barren land because it was burned accidentally by hill fire, the land that I rent. And so this was 2021. And then I was just like kids skipping. We had, graduation parties. It was like a very shabby tent, it still is. And then, well, because of the funding, I had to make some food products. So I once started a pickle business, but I realized, the margin is so little, I'm not making it anymore. But we also go out to learn from other farms and have fun in other farms. So here we are in Seaslack, also our neighbor. And our buddy making the clothes for his baby. And also we just invite people who are also in the scene. For example, this is Bee Tales, sharing about knowledge of bees with us. So you can see that it's actually a lot about learning, broadening our horizon on nature at this farm. This is very cool, but I don't really know the variety of plants. I keep thinking I'll grow a big radish, but I didn't get the right seeds. I got the tiny one, the dorsal. So moving on, we meet more and more neighbors. So this is one of our neighbors who loves growing tree plants. And actually, for the food forest, we're getting a lot of tree plants seedlings from him. And then, actually, the more I show you, realize we're not really farming. It's just people, having fun. But we started to have an open day. We tried to make it public as well, so that it's not just buddy farming. Where are the photos? Oh, I see. Maybe I'm not connecting to them. But anyway, I think I can keep it short. So it's just that we have been farming for 4 years now, but lately we do feel a bit stuck. If you ask Macy, do you feel tired of growing the same thing every time? Yes, she has been doing that for 4 years, and we're not even that interested in the harvest sometimes. So then what? That's the question, right? Our farm, we don't need to sell our crops for money. Then what can we do here? The people here, we love to learn. Then I start thinking, and then Dee brought it up. Is that, like my friends in Penang, they're doing food forests. We could make a food forest here. And then, when I heard of food forest, I think, food forest means that I could grow my carrots and radish and papaya and banana and anything that I've been growing, but I just stuck them all together and they'll grow themselves, self-sustaining. That's what I think. So I'm like, that sounds great. I can be lazy. So then I said, okay, let's invite Project Mars to come to Hong Kong. And later I learned more about the food forest technique. But that's also how it started. And I also think that by introducing the idea of food forest, it can also be able to transform our farm. We don't have to be only growing vegetables. Like, what if we're exploring different farming techniques, not just organic or not just the way we do. Like, we introduce something new so that the whole community is learning. I guess that's the basis of our farm. So yes, connecting people through food and our culture, and also connecting people to nature. So this is my 4th year of this journey. So that's the end of my brief sharing.
Hello everyone, and thank you for the organizer hosting us today, and Earth Farm inviting us, and of course thank you to Jimmy and all the friends that is showing up. This is very special for us. And I would like to just introduce myself. My name is Hoi Yi, and this is my husband here. Pop is from Thailand. Okay, so we started our farming journey exactly 9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And I started with like it's like my parents' home, we just want to go food for your families and we want to enjoy food. That's it. That's the moment where I started to realize that we lost a lot in the city. We do not have a good soil and everything is like a dump from like industrial waste, developer waste, and then when you pick it up, it's no longer soil. It's all piping, t-shirt, plastic is underneath the soil. That is what happened. And I started to learn like how to do composting, restoration of the soil. And I found out that it's really very hard to find the material to restore the land, especially down. So I really share a lot of this story in the past with our friends, but I'm not going to share this today. And I will continue the journey. After a while, I started to restore the land, grow a lot of food, and a lot of people started to interested during COVID season. Right? A lot of people trapped in this small little space and they wanted to get more food. And then they started to ask us, and then we have these online courses and composting course, microgreens course online. And then, of course, we actually know what is happening on the planet today. Because it has been 10 years I'm in the farming industry. And the more that a lot of people ask us, when is the raining season? When is the raining season, everyone? Yeah, it should be in a certain time, certain date, but no longer, actually like no longer following the season. It's like rain too much or it is too hot and then like it's not supposed to rain and then it suddenly rain. All this is happening and all the farmers know that. All. Like if you are a farmer, you will feel it immediately and directly how the climate impact the food growth, the plants and so on. Right? And then this is the time when I started to think. And that time, Greta, everyone know Greta Thunberg? Yeah, I believe so because it's a climate action group, right? So she is the one actually started to make us rethink. So I'm in farming, of course I'm doing like sort of good job, like kind of, I'm already, minimize my waste, I do zero waste, I compose all my food, I'm doing good already. But behind my head, I'm thinking, what can I do? Climate change, right? It's something big, and I'm just one small human on earth that, no power, no money. What can I do about this? But I do concern about this. So then, when Greta come out this thing, climate change action, and we do actually take the sign and walk around, and then one of this event. And a headmaster principal got caught by the government by doing that and then talking about climate change and then he has to be transferred to other places. So I'm thinking this is such a good thing but such a negative impact on me and all the principal has to transfer the school because of this incident. So I feel bad. And then in my mind I feel what can we do positively to impact and taking a solid action to actually make a change. So of course we think about it, but we feel hopeless and helpless on this topic. So what happened is after a while, this COVID thing started to improve better, and I visit a friend in the north of Malaysia, Johor. So he is transforming 138 acres of palm oil plantation to food forest. So I started to 138. I'm only having 2. And that time I haven't started Project Mars yet. So this same owner keep on coming to me like my friend to say, please, you are in farming, please help transform the land to something good, better than abandoned palm oil plantation, 20 years abandoned palm oil plantation. So this is what happened, that I have that in mind, but I know I can't do anything about it because it's too big. I do not have sufficient money, I do not have manpower, I do not have labor, only me and Bob, 2%. So we can't do much. So he keep approaching us until we visit Johor. 138 acres, you can imagine. Really big, huge land. So we visited them, the plant was so small. Okay, good, Then another year, when we visit, the plant grew very tall and full of fruits. Then I started I do not want to actually waste this opportunity. So what happened is when I saw this, then I feel maybe we can start to restore 2 acres. But actually, I regretted after I dig it up. 2 acres is still so big for our project. So that's why I will share what is happening and her whole process with you so that you can see. It's just basically photo. So project mass, it started with M. Of course, you got it already. M means is directly mitigation. Just now we shared it already. So do you want to give a guess or A? Yeah, good. How about R? You the one. How about R?
Restoration.
How about R? Regenerative? No. Restoration? No. No. Resilience, yes. It's related to climate change, right? So how about S? S, the last one. Sustainable, yeah, a lot of good guess. Self-sustainable. What else? What else? Not yet there. Very easy. Simple. Simple. Yeah, S is very hard to guess actually. It's space. It's too easy to guess. Space. So the whole space is design MAR, mitigation, adaptation, resilience. So directly our message is climate action initiative. So we do it at Project Mars. So mitigation, this is we restore the palm plantation. This is my father and my mother. So they against me at the early stage of farming, but after that they are farmer themselves. Okay, and then you see Zini, right? What she is like taking all this goat down, and then this is how we restore the land. Okay, goat down, and we grow biodiversity of fruit. So a lot of people ask me, what do you grow in on your land? No, I say I grow everything, and they say, do you grow durian? Because Penang is very famous with durian, right? I say I do. I grow durian that people don't like it, and they don't sell well. Right, so because I want to preserve all this biodiversity, the heirloom seeds, not only Musang King nowadays. Musang King is hybrid, right? So we want more variety, we want all these weird stuff. So we choose biodiversity and we grow food forests. So we talk about A. Adaptation is the main focus on our land because mitigation is a little bit too late, to be honest. If you want to plant a tree to mitigate the climate, do you think it's possible nowadays? It's challenging, but we still need to do it. But adaptation is what we are exactly doing it now. So when we talk about adaptation, it's about the plants. Humans are adapting to the weather, right? So do the plants. They are trying their best to adapt to the weather because all these seeds has memory. And then, you know, like Norway has a seed bank that they collected all the seeds, right? So recently, they actually announced that some of the seeds taken out from the seed bank are unable to grow. Why do you think that? Yes, exactly. The climate change, right? So 20 years ago, they collected this seed, and 20 years later, the seeds they try to grow. It's not the same. Temperature raise up, the pollution, and so on is happening. So we need to plant all these fruit to readapt the current temperature, the current climate, and we collect the seeds. And not that easy because they need to stabilize it until like sort of 7th generation before they are able to adapt. So 7 years later, or some 7th generation doesn't mean 7 years. If one generation, it depends on the age of the plant. So it's really hard to collect. So we do, of course, we use solar on our land and we do rainwater harvesting on our land. And in our water is quite important because even it's flooding, you are unable to have clean water is a big issue. No electricity, not a big issue. But of course nowadays young people, no electricity means no Wi-Fi. It's a big issue, right? But actually they don't threaten your life. But no clean water is a big, big issue. Yeah. Penang or Malaysia full of water everywhere, right? Around. but they are salty water. So we really do a water filter in our land and do not need electricity to filter the water properly. And all these kids is learning how to do their water filter, how to use all tools that we have in our farm. And R is resilient. So we are on Project Mars, we teach mostly how to be sustainable, food sustainable, our 衣食住行, how what do we wear, what do we use, and how to build shelter for yourself. And one of the things that we do is mud brick sustainable building. So we do mud bricks and with the community from scratch, and then we build together, the mud house, and this is our seed bank. And then we use bamboo as material, bamboo and mud together. And this is actually S is our whole space. That if you see, this is an actual photo from a drone. So the front part is our paddy field, and because this is a staple food, and we do not know how to grow properly, and the middle part is our mud cafe, means forest to table, and the middle part there is also a seed bank around that area. And those are wood forest area and learning center area. And the last is actually, you can see a square, the last part. Yes, that is a retention pond. Yeah, so and then that is more a quiet zone where it's livable. Yeah, so secret. Yeah. So that's what we do like in Project Mars. So S is space. I think that's it, right? So, yeah, the early stage. So I think I won't show too much because this is introduction, unless you want to see some video. The community, yes, correct. So these are the community. Okay, just briefly go through. So from the early stage, it's like old power plantation, and then we have to restore the land, and all this community that involved with kids, 80 years old, 70 years old, all these people, they do not have any background in agriculture, no experience. Okay, continue. So we have to run excavator, we have to dig the dung, everyone. You can see kids involving, parents, schools. Like later on, more and more people joining in, like the Habitat Foundation, Tree Planting, CMD Bank, and supporting this, and more and more people building together, and our teacher, community. And then we harvested 2 years, like the second year we harvest from palm oil plantation until today, 3 years old. So we already harvesting. So this is before, and now it's like forest, but now it's much bigger than this. Now it's 3 years. So look at all the community joining in. There's architect background, there is banker, there's engineers, everyone joining in this session. So you can see our community, and this is all researchers. Some we work with a lot of PhD in different zone like lecturer and doctorate in seed saving, forestry, entomology, and so on. And mangrove. Mangrove is something big because Penang will be flooding, a lot of flooding issue. So we grow them, we teach them what is the variety of the mangrove, and we grow them, and we turn into very exciting activities for mangrove. And we are able to grow mangrove at our land. So this is like Bosch Company, Blacksire, Hard Rock Hotel, all these corporates are into, and they are actually supporting us. We do not have financially supported by anyone, but they are the ones that contributed in our projects and make it happen. Yeah. So all these trees and all these actually planted by all this community and people in our area, in corporate world, in student world, and in the community, and Old Folk Home, Orphanage Home, they are all here. And also later we actually expand more and more people, they sail from Singapore to Penang and plant a tree. And in America, they start to have this sailing student program, and they come to plant a tree too at Penang. So it's actually a very wide range of people started to involve. And then Taiwan, Aboriginal, indigenous friends, that actually they also do music, cultural exchange on this piece of land, food forest. And then Japan, we are invited to Japan. We connect with all the farmers in Japan to learn about this, because Japan is having a big issue now on the typhoon and so on, and they are really worried and concerned, and they are started to moving all the time to food forest too. And of course, Malaysia. Malaysia, we have quite a few friends, but to be honest, not as much as you guys here. I think you guys are more awareness and you are more actively involved in the climate topic. If I put up this topic, nobody will join, I think. Okay, of course, yeah. So that's it. So we want to, the message that we want to bring out is not me and Pop alone can never do this. So with the power of community, everyone get together with different strength, different people, different background, things will happen. So our farm now is 3 years old, and for Project Mars is only 3 years old, and it's possible. With the Earth farm that we visit, I think we can get our result within 2 years. So it is still possible. If I'm talking about 10 years and 20 years, I think not so much hope. So what I'm talking about today is less than 3 years, you are able to achieve what I achieved today. Yeah. So that's my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you. So everyone, we'll move to our next part of the session.